I'm gonna record this session, so some of you guys can actually go over it on YouTube. Yes. So basically, this session is brought to you by obviously, but the conversation we had, you can probably see on the group, and it's also understanding that supply and demand trading strategy as a game changer, and it's also understanding between he mentioned that he lost a lot of trade due to the fact that of he was looking at the low probability trade and also his stop loss were too tight, which means he was using the same stop loss as other traders were using. Understand that in trading, obviously, there is a matter of that it's a zero sum game. When I say a zero sum game, I mean for someone else to make money, someone else need to be losing money, and you must understand that as traders, as a trader, there are a lot of decisions you have to make. Let me just make the let me just do that so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. As a trader, obviously, as a trader, when you talk about making decision, we are talking about this. We are talking as when to buy. That's what you need to do. You need to know when to buy. You need to know. Oh no, not when to buy. When to answer trade. You know when to answer trades, and also when not to answer trades. If there are no setup, obviously when you answer trade when you see a setup. Okay, when you see a setup, that's where you answer trade, and also you need to know when to close trades. Okay, when to close trades, when to close trades. That's basically the what happens as a trader. Those are the decisions you constantly have to make, like when to close a trade. And then third thing you have to do is when to take your profits. Okay, when to take profits. So these decisions are constantly what you have to do as a trader. Also, it's the same thing with the. Let me just break it down. The banks, obviously, boy, now I'm a bank. They take a trade based on what are called orders. Orders of what? Of buyers and sellers. Okay, buyers and sellers. But then, when if you look at the retail traders, obviously, since we don't have those, we don't have the privilege of looking at the orders. Like, it's okay, bangakabantu abadayisile, bangakabantu abathengile. So we don't have that privilege. So what we do have is is technicals. Okay, what do we have is the technicals. Okay, as technicals, which means we have the charts, we all can see the charts. Obviously, a lot of people also we have the fundamentals. What people trade as what most traders call it. They've got these announcements that they see on the like the interest rates decision. You can't hear my voice. Oh, thought I thought I was clear. Okay, guys, if you can hear me, just type I'm in. If you can see the screen and you can hear my voice, just type just okay. Maybe you can log in and log out. Maybe that can also help because I find it helpful. If 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 you can hear me, if you can hear me and see my screen and see my screen, uh, just please type I am in. Okay, so I know that a lot of you guys can hear me. So I should say you can hear me. So that should be good. I think what you can do here is just you can log in, just out, log out and log in again. Okay. So log out and log in again. Okay. Maybe you can try that. Log out and log in again. Okay, perfect. Perfect. We have more people coming through to the session because like a lot of people I know that only see your screen. Oh, okay, okay. Maybe you just if you can just log out and then try and log in again. Perhaps you'll be able to hear my voice. Okay, all right. Okay. What do we have here? Okay, I'm still recording the session. So those are the three decisions you need to make as a trader. Obviously, these three decisions. You have these three decisions. This is the decision you have to make. When to enter the trade, you only enter when you see a setup. When you see a setup. If you don't see a setup, you do not enter. Okay? When to close trade, you close. Obviously, the first reason you close it is obviously when you hit your stop loss. That's where most retail traders close it. And also they close it whenever the price reach a certain level. And obviously some people close because they panic. And when to take profits, retail traders, they take profits from the obviously when the price it reach a level at the money as you take profits, which can be your 50 pips, 30 pips, 100 pips, 20 pips. It depends on the trader, you know. And also when you talk about banks, they can only take profits when there are enough orders coming in opposites of what their orders were. Okay, for example, if banks if banks if they want to buy, if they want to buy, they need what? Sellers. Okay, that's what you should understand. If banks they want to buy, they need people to be selling. That's what they need, you know. If they want to buy, if they want to buy, they need people to be selling. Okay, so yeah, I hope that makes per sense. Okay, now let's go over to the session that we had on the WhatsApp, and then we can discuss some of the stuff we discussed there. Okay, so if you're looking for the high probability setups, obviously the first thing we talk about is as in supply and demand. Obviously we buy at demand, and we sell at supply. So remember, as a trader, you are constantly going to be selling or you're going to be buying. And also, the reason for you to buy is the same reason other traders are selling. The reason you are selling is the same reason other traders are selling. Is because you sell something because you can see you have a lot of it, because you can't sell unless you have it. And the reason for you to buy it is because so that you can sell later, and it's because you see a reason for you to sell it. Okay, maybe you see people that will need whatever you're selling. So as a trader, whether you are trading currencies or you are trading indices or you are trading metals or you are trading oil or you are trading crypto or you are trading stock market, everything is the same. When I say the same, I mean the psychology behind it is the same. How people make money in the forex market and in the crypto market is the same way, because all these markets, a lot of the 90% of the people that are putting up the money is the banks. Those are the all these markets are regulated. All these markets are obviously the banks are also the one who put a lot of billions in it or trillions. Obviously, when we talk about the banks, okay, okay, all right. So yeah, okay, let's go over it. Let's go over this. So we have these components. Okay, okay, welcome back. So the rally base rally or the rally base drop, this is the first component. So these components are Caesar for us to mark what we call the supply and demand zone. The Quasimodo is a chart patterns, you know, like your head and shoulder pattern. It's another pattern. Fail to return, obviously that's where the price failed to return to the zone, and then obviously significant support and resistance and decision points. Those are the key things that help us to identify what we call a supply and demand. Okay, let's just take a look at the chart so that you can have a bit of understanding. I think on part one we did discuss those things, but I'm gonna be viewing it as a summary because now we have new people that have joined us on the part two. So if you are doing technical analysis, always going to be looking left. Okay, this is Euro JPY H1. So if you're looking at this is a rally, and then this is a base, and then that's a drop. Okay, so this here is a drop. The price was dropping. As the price was dropping, the banks were buying. Okay, but you got this drop, base, rally. For the price book this level, come back here and continue going up. So this is drop, base, rally. That's the first component. Another one is rally, base, drop. Okay, so this here is a reversal, and also this one is a reverse because the price was rally. So rally means it's going up. Base obviously is moving sideways, what people call it ranging or consolidation. Yes, and then the price drop. If you look this side, obviously you see that this is a rally, base and then the rally, the price retrace back to the base here, and then obviously continue with the moving up. As you can see here, the price was forming these higher highs. So like here, this point there. Oh, okay, got. Can you just use just use this thing here? Okay. Yes. Okay. As you can see, that price right there, that's price point, and then let's just use the shape. You can see there. So a price this year was a base, right? So the price came back to this base, okay? But it's continue moving up. As you can see here, this base was tested and the price continue moving up. And the price form another high right there, okay? So another high right there. But then when it came back here, it broke this level and retested this level on this side. When you look left, you can see this price broke this level, come back here, then the price drop. So this is some form of a chart patterns, okay? So those are the basic component, but we're gonna dive deep and we're gonna analyze at least about 3 or 4 pairs before we close the session, just to prepare you guys for the week. And then when we talk about price action, it's what the price does. Lenti price eyenzayo, like a fake out. A fake out is basically where a price it creates out M or W, which means like your resistance, or support. A compression plus liquidity or a diamond. So if you look at these ones, what we are talking about here is with a price. Into eyenzayo price is that yenza ngani? We said firstly it's a component asizayo to identify what supply and demand, and then Sachi, let's just okay, let's just maybe check one trade. Okay, okay, this is Euro USD. Okay, let's just zoom out a bit. As you can see, this is Euro USD. Okay, first thing obviously we noted here is that if you look at this, you can see here the price was this zone here, the price was moving up and it's moving. And this year Lena, most people they call it as they call it a bullish channel or whatever they call it, but we understand it as compression. If you are trading our strategy, we call this compression. Okay, so what this does is it collecting traders. People will buy here, okay, as the price is moving up. Let me just show you what I mean. When the price is here, people will buy, will sell. Okay, because if you go to a smaller time frame, you can see that this here, okay, and then from there, okay, so because they see as, let's start off here. Okay, okay, I'm hoping that's gonna make sense what we're talking about here. The price, let's start over this channel here. Okay, so for example, as the price is moving up, people buy here, and people sell there, and then they buy here. So it's collecting orders both way. It's basically trapping. So we call this CPLQ as collecting liquidity, or is collecting money, or collecting orders, having more traders. So we call this compression. As compression moving towards supply zone. Okay, so it's gonna keep collecting. So this here is what I call compression. So this is gonna move up to that supply zone, as you can see there. Okay, this here is our supply zone. As you can see, when the price reached that level, then it dropped. Okay, as you can see, that's this level here. When the price reached that level, it started to drop, and when it dropped, it's dropped heavy. See right there, price dropped like this towards this zone. What was that zone? Okay, let's just analyze it so you guys can see it. As you can see, the price dropped here towards this zone. What was this zone? This zone was a drop. Okay, this was a drop. This was a drop. This was a drop. We're going to analyze this pair even for the week. Okay, that's one of the pair we're going to analyze. So this is a drop, and then obviously this zone here, this area here, shapes. Obviously this here as a base. Okay, so our base, because the market actually reversed, this was dropping down from this base here, and it reversed here. So this here as a base, and then after that base was formed, if you're gonna zoom in, you can see the price actually went up. Okay, so after this base was formed, the price dropped. From this base, the price dropped. Okay, you can see here, whenever a price is broken, like this year, the market will leave a candle, like your doji, your hammer. Those candles, that's what we call a decision point. Sometimes people call it the MPL, maximum pain level. So these candles, abola makhandlela la price whenever shia, whenever it break high level, these candles, the market will leave these candles. For example, if the price yenza kanje, let's say price was moving at this in this zone, was moving kanji, right? It was moving up and down in the trap, what we call uh, a zone was consolidation, right? It was moving kanji. When the price moved up and the price dropped and the price moved up, and then suddenly there was a big sell order. Okay, when the price dropped kanji, right? It's gonna leave a candle elegant, whether it's gonna be a doji or it's gonna be a shooting star. Any of those candles, those are candles are your clues. Okay, when the price come back here, okay, and then the price will drop. Okay, so you will use this candle lana as your entry point. Okay, you use those candles of omega lapine. Most of the time, it's gonna be a doji, or it's gonna be one of those shooting star candles, or it's going to be those spinning tops candles. Okay, so when the price comes back here, obviously you enter for a sell. You look for the sell entry there. If it's on the opposite, obviously it's going to be the buy entry. So you look for a sell entry there. Okay, sell entry there. So the sell entry was there. Okay, because this level is broken. As you can see, the price was moving up, trapping people who are selling and people who are buying here. People who are, and then when it reached that level of supply, that's where we look for sell at supply. Because as the price was moving in the form of a compression, we were getting both traders trapped in so this year is where we look to sell. The supply and the price dropped towards this zone. You must understand, if you want to sell something, you want to sell it where? At the highest price. And obviously this was the highest price, which was your supply zone. As you can see, the price actually dropped, and when it come back here, obviously what we are expecting now, going in towards this week now on the Euro USD. Okay, this is compression. Okay, this year is what we call a decision point. This year, decision point, because after this, there was a decision taken by the banks that let's buy more of the euro and sell more of the dollar. So the price pushed up and broke that level. The price came back as they were taking profits. The price came back and retested this level, and they entered more of buy. And then the price came back, obviously, and then the retracement, obviously, adding more long position. As you can see, whenever a price retesting this structure here, and then the price actually came back again towards this zone, which is our buy zone. Looking into the following week now, looking at all of this, what I'm expecting on the euro or USD, obviously, is that the price is still gonna continue pushing up. Okay, but before it goes up, because for you to continue buying, you must have people selling. Okay, that is why there are stop hands, because they want to trap people in the wrong direction. Okay, so for the banks to continue buying, they must have retail traders that are selling. Okay, maybe they're selling in terms of they've got their stop losses that are hit. They've got all these sell orders that are coming through in the market. So what we're looking at here is, number one, USD need to come here. Okay, I'm looking at USD to come here, and this is my decision, or what I call MPL level, where I'm expecting it to go to. Okay. But remember, as banks, for them to buy, for the price to reach that level, they need to have retail traders selling. Okay. Remember now there is this point here, right? The price was supposed to go there, okay? Because that's the level that I'm expecting to go, but then it did not go there, right? So we call this, because it did not return to that zone, we call this FTR, the price failing to return to the zone. We call this FTR. That's another component, okay? FTR, which means fail to return to the zone. Okay, fail to return to the zone. Okay, so this here we call it FTR. Okay, fail to return. Okay, so what this means now with the euro, as you can see there, there's people who actually, you can see those two pins, the people actually sold. So what you're expecting is, before they can buy more, they need to induce traders to do what? To sell, because they want to buy. For you to buy, someone else needs to be selling. So when the price, at this stage, I'm expecting obviously the euro USD to come here and actually move up there. Okay, and move up there to that zone. Okay, and when you reach that zone, obviously we are gonna be selling it. Okay, so I'm thinking perhaps by election time. Okay, so the price is gonna go there, and then price will change. More likely it might just be here on this zone. Okay, in line with that zone. Okay, might be here. Okay, so the price, they're gonna do a stop hunt, price moving low, just to have more traders that are selling so they can buy. And then when they buy, obviously banks can, when they sell, I mean, banks can buy, because more retail traders are doing what? They are selling. And also because they've got a lot of stop losses here. Okay, with these stop losses that are here, if you got a stop loss here and they hit your stop loss, obviously it's going to be easy for them to, it's going to be easy for them. If you got, let's say this point is resistance level, obviously they're going to be making money when they hit your stop losses, and then obviously you're going to close your trades and then they make money. So that's the thing. So this year the price was moving up, and then it came back here and then continue moving up. Okay, let's just continue reading that so you guys can better understand what we are talking about more. That's the euro. Euro expecting the price to do a stop and low. We're gonna move down to have more traders selling, so the banks can continue buying euro USD, or buying the euro and selling the dollar. When the price moves to that level, which is your Quasimodo level or the FCR level, is gonna drop. That's my expectation. You know, compression, I talk about, is where the price actually move like a channel, the price move up, compression plus liquidity, and the diamond is where the price rejects, comes to the level and rejects. Okay, so we use the four components, your compression, your fake out, as confirmation of our price. So yeah, so significant support and resistance, obviously those are level where support become resistance, and also as resistance level irrespective. About, for those of you guys who don't know what is support or resistance, so support near resistance obviously is what we call it. We're trading, in trading terms, it is called the floor is support low level, which is low, where people want to buy at support level, and resistance level is obviously the level which is called the ceiling, where the price reaches the highest point in the chart. Okay, let's take a look at another uh, pair. Okay, for example here, so let's zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, this is GDP USD. Okay, GDP USD, when the price broke a level like this level here, sama ukuthi okay, angithi yabona la price ibifika yajika la yakhuphuka yaphezulu, but my break level ishiya ikhandlela leli. See this candle here, this candle here iyasiza for us to mark what? To mark our supply zone. Okay, so this here is like your base candle. Okay, this here. Okay, let's zoom out because there was a huge drop, but then this candle was left there. And then obviously, if you can see again, there was another drop, and then this candle was left lapayana. If you look, if you draw left, you can see something happened also on the left. Okay, and as you can see, when the price came back here, it jigger exactly on that candle. So that's the best candle or a critical candle and the price dropped. Okay, price might move from there to there. As you can see, it was moving what in the form of any compression. This compression, obviously, the price ends in Janapana, figure exactly in the same area, look drop. But what we wanna look at now is the analysis on the GU, okay, for next week. Okay, angithabo so sishilo sathi okay this candle zona sibhekile angithabo so this candle liyasiza because the level was broken, so hence it must leave a choice. It's okay, price gonna come back there. When the price came back to this level here, it actually, because this was our uh, candle here, our base candle, so the price it really from there, and then the price came back again here, retest, and then there was this drop. Okay, this drop obviously as isaqhubeka ezoya phezulu, obviously I'm expecting it obviously the pound to go there. Okay, that was an expectation that the pound should go there. Okay, this level. Obviously there might into some of the news that might just push ukuthi pound lile yaphana. Obviously it's gonna be ukuthi the talks Brexit are now ayaqhubeka, all this propaganda push as the news. You know the story about, so those are the talks that can push the price there. But remember, we China on our side as retail traders, there was this level. When the price break this level, the huge candle drop. They were Bashela Makanja. So this year has give us any supply zone. The price break. So let's just zoom in on that. As you can see, the price is coming back here. So now, this movement here, this movement is not as big as this, it's not as what strong as this move up. So this means this is banks what doing what, checking profits. This retracement is banks taking profits on their buy position. What are we expecting now? Expecting the price to move up, but they will not just move the price up for the sake of moving the price up. Obviously they have to have traders that are going to be trapped in what, in selling. As you can see, if you can zoom in there, you can see there was price itropile engulf lapana. So my engulf obviously, yeah, by retester and then dropping. So I'm expecting the same story with the pound again, that the price more likely to retrace obviously to this level, Lela. Can you just zoom out a bit? Okay. Yes. So expecting the same story with the pound, but now obviously they need to move to, first they must drop. Okay, first they must drop. Significant level of support must be here, and then obviously this here is what I'm looking at, because ibrekile lapha yashiya ilento le, what to call flag. So that could be the flag where the price more likely is gonna respect. Okay, this year. So that here is our buy zone where we're gonna be buying more of the pound going up. So if I'm buying the pound, obviously I'm expecting to sell what, Euro GDP, and also buy uh this pair GDP JPY. Okay, let's just look at the examples on the PDF file. Okay, maybe you guys are gonna have a bit more understanding on what we are talking about. So as the price move towards supply zone, you'll see a compression, you'll see a diamond, which means a rejection, you also see a fake out. Just for those who are not sure what mangikhuluma fake out ngikhuluma ngani, let me just draw it so you guys can see it. Okay, let's just erase everything now. A moment. Okay, let's just draw this so you guys can see it. A fake out basically is when the price was moving up, kanji. Okay, so let's say the price was moving up, I reach at this level, right? And then going to be finishing up. Okay, the price was moving up in this zone kanje bese yafika kule level price yadropha kanje angithi yabo yadropha towards this level. So because i-level ikafike kona iliyana, right? So we're gonna call this level here on this side support. Okay, we're gonna call that support, and the price ibreakile, right? So manje i-price izofike la ifome maybe resistance number 1, mhlampe idrophe and people will sell. So and then you form a resistance number 2 and more people will sell. Okay, so when they see la R1, okay, they will sell again, and then some people they will not see R1 but bazobona bathi I'm wait for the second leg, and then they see R2, right? Bese sell. Remember, these people, these traders, they're gonna have stop losses. Stop loss bawafaka ephi? Bawafaka lapha ngaphezulu, right? So stop losses melapha phezulu, so SL stop losses azoba lapha ngaphezulu. Remember, there is this zone here which is what we call it a supply ilapha ngaphezulu, up just above the resistance level. So what the price will do is they will move kanje. So they will move like this and come to the supply level, and then that's where they will drop the price. Okay, that's where they will drop the price. So when they move towards that supply level, when as a trader you should have your sell entry where at supply, because there must stop loss as obviously out, and all these traders will be stop out. But then obviously R1, R2, they put a stop loss above it. That is the fake out. Ne? Let's just finishing up. That is the fake out. So by fake here, these traders so they can sell here and put their stop losses there while they know they're gonna move up there and sell at their highest price. Okay. So yeah, that's I think this is the session. Few minutes and just take you guys through the examples on the PDF. So obviously you do your top-down analysis, significant support, decision point. That's what I cutting comments on the banner, which is obviously, and then obviously the failure to return, where the price fell. ESR flip is where support become resistance or resistance become support. Okay. So what you need to understand is that a price can break the pattern but not the structure, which means if you see a nice selling quasimodo in an uptrend, it is a low probability trade because it's against the trend of the market. Okay, you must understand that sometimes uzobona ukuthi no, I'm the head and shoulder I'm a sell, but then obviously if it's an uptrend, obviously it's not a high probability trade, it's a low probability trade. For example, njengalana ngithi yabo, this is a QML, right? It's on the valley base drop. Okay, as you can see, there was a decision point right there, and obviously there was this resistance. As the price is moving up, ifoma indapana, the compression, and plus we still have those resistance level. Laba are bamele any resistance level whereby you find that the price is gonna be faking out a lot of traders, of which they're gonna have what their stop losses are ganje. Okay, looking at the whiteboard right there. So their stop loss is gonna be there. At the same time, there's gonna be guys who La Payana, they've got their pending orders of what? Of any AMA buy stop orders. Okay, they have AMA buy stop pending because by any those are your breakout traders. Okay, yeah, breakout traders, because they're looking at if a price break a resistance level, they're gonna be buying, but then they are pending orders obviously also by activated, and then they lose money because the price drop anyway. Okay, so as you can see here, the five we also see the price failing to return, and also have SR flip, which means whereby you've got this support here now becoming resistance, and the price dropped. So as the price is moving towards the same resistance, it's moving in a compression. So in general, just to make it clear, okay, I'll draw it, and then obviously there's another example. As you can see, QML level, the price is forming another high, and then this zone here is what I call a supply zone where you can actually look for a sell. So ESR flip is whereby resistance becoming support or support become resistance. So my breaker is supports for my resist. So this support is now resistance. The price break creates a low. If fake out these traders, if fake out creates a number resistance, so people will sell, and when they sell, obviously you'll see them hit their stop loss and drop the price just above their stop loss. But about years I was right by selling, but because my stop loss was too tight, hence I've lost about. So obviously we find the SR flip and finally a fake out, and then obviously our entry, and then that's our entry right there for a sell. Okay, I think Sabona the same pattern on. I think we did an analysis on Euro JPY. Yeah, Euro JPY. Okay, let's just take a look at the Euro JPY. I think yes. Okay, let's just take a look at that chart. Ba ba da da ba 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 da da ba 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 da da. Where is Euro JPY? Okay, let's look at that. Remember, whenever this is Euro JPY. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's look at the 4-hour chart. Oh, it's a mess here. Okay, we want the clear charts. Okay, so a price might move relative towards the supply and demand. It should move in the compression, or when the price start rejecting a level, you should know now it's getting into your zone and gonna start entering a trade. Okay, for example, here we did analysis on this one. Okay, so if you take a look at this, okay, I think that was a good trade. I think was it, yeah, I think it was this one. Okay, I think it was this one. Yes, this one. So as you can see, the price is dropping. And then that's okay, fine. Lana is a movela in the form of compression. And I think this was a compression. And that's it. This here was a base, yabo. This base, a price, ila corner, a breaker corner, okay? Ila breaker corner. Okay, remember, this is a drop and then a base and then a rally. So, but more bigger lapana when the price start moving towards that level of supply. You guys can see. Kwenzakale laphana, fika yabreaker, yafoma this candle. The candle is a white candle, but you can see all this black candle meaning the price actually lana made decisions to price gonna drop the price, okay? So 11 ebalekile naliyani. So when the price break and this compression here is showing us we are trapping traders that are selling, that are buying, and the price drop. When the price drop, it drop up back towards this zone here, as you can see, towards this zone. So this was a very good trade because it gave us, I think, how many pips? Over close to 200 pips. Okay, close to 200 pips. So what we have here, obviously, since this level was broken, obviously what we're expecting is that the price should return here and retest and then continue with the drop. Okay, but I'm trying to show you guys that when the price yenza a compression towards supply, expect to sell. Okay, and then the drop, obviously, and then just let's take a look at more examples on the, and then we are finishing up the session. But this session was based on what Umtogos was sharing on the group. So obviously if you look at this one, there was a compression, there was a resistance, and then there was a supply zone, and then the price drop, which is almost the same as what in that you see bigger on the, with a beautiful rally base drop, and then we find our decision point. Decision points where you use that line. Usebenzisa lo line with decision point to place your sell limits or your buy limits, and you also have SR flip confirming that we have compression plus liquidity. So this sets up obviously as a very good one for entries. These are some of his trades Katyawatats. As you can see, this resistance level formed and the price started moving in compression, and then obviously then there was that drop. Ngiyabona